Can you hear me?
Hey, hello. Yes, you are audible. Can hear you. Hello. Who was that?
Yeah, yeah. I'm Kishore.
Hey, hi, Kishore.
Yeah.
Okay, let me share my screen. Is it visible?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Okay, great.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thanks for joining, guys. So the agenda for today is to give you a briefing about Splunk, and we will also talk about the market share and overall the demand of Splunk from the job perspective and also from the client and customer perspective. Then we will cover Splunk hot and cold storage, working mechanism of Splunk. I've also scheduled two practicals, one on the Linux device onboarding with the Splunk and one with the brute force attack. So then we will discuss about the takeaway from this particular course. We will discuss one use case, and the last is the Q&A session where you can ask your queries. What are your expectation from the course, from this particular Splunk intelligence course? So this slide is about me. So I'm Sankha Chakraborty from Kolkata, India. Currently, I'm working as a manager in one of the top consulting firm NCS Group in Singapore. I am CISA and CISM certified cybersecurity professional with around 8 years of experience. I am associated with SIM Intelligence family for around 5 years and have an experience in corporate training in different aspects of cybersecurity like the SOC analyst training, CISA, CISM, CH, and ISO lead certification. Apart from uh, tool specific uh, courses like Splunk, IBM QRadar, etc. If I talk about my academics, I did my MBA from Symbiosis International University in Pune and recently published a research paper in American Institute of Physics Conference and Proceedings on next generation threat hunting framework. My expertise lies in SIM solutions, incident management, audit, and overall policy designing. So before I quickly go to Splunk, I would just like to have a bit more introduction from your side. So you can just unmute and just pick up about you. What are your expectation from this particular course of Splunk from SIM Intelligence? And if you have any experience in Splunk, in SIM solution, or in cybersecurity, you can highlight that too as well. Yeah. So I would just like to open 5 minutes for you. So any one of you who would like to just introduce yourself, you can just unmute and tell about yourself. Yes. Yes, guys. Anyone who would like to go? Okay, no worries. Since no one is there, so I'll jump off to the main content. So what Splunk is about? Okay, so Splunk is nothing but a security incident and event management tool, which is called SIM. So now what is an incident or an event? So basically any particular mechanism that is happening in the application database and operating system layer is considered as an event. But when this particular event is causing a negative impact to the firm, it can be a financial negative impact, it can be a reputational negative impact, it can be overall impact to the organization, then it is termed as a incident. Okay, so all events are not incident, but every incident is an event. Now, Splunk is basically a logical infrastructure, a software which process and brings out the data from the from different types of data. It can be your machine data, it can be your endpoint device data, it can be your web application data, it can be your operating system data, database data, whatever it is. It has the capability to process unstructured, semi-structured, and structured data. So what is unstructured data? Example, your normal log files, the .txt files, docx files. Semi-structured data is XML, structured markup language, and structured data is basically your XLS file where the data is in a tabular format. So after the data is read and processed, it allows you to perform the searching mechanism, creation of reports, dashboards, getting insights from the Splunk. Okay, so in a nutshell, Splunk allows you to process any kind of data, and the best part of that, Splunk helps you to get the insights from the data. So if we consider the other SIM solutions, how Splunk is different from that. Splunk gives you that flexibility to present the data in a different form, in to get the insights from the data, to perform data visualization, and also to get insights from the data. Why it is important? Because nowadays it's a era of big data, machine data. So it's very important to know the trends of the data, to analyze the data, because not only from the security perspective, from the analysis perspective also, Splunk is very important because it gives you the privilege to perform the data analysis. So in this particular course, we are going to learn how to write queries in Splunk, which is called SPL, Splunk Processing Language. Okay, so once you learn that, you can prepare the data insights, you can prepare dashboards, reports, data models, what else. Okay, so here if you can see, it's the architecture of the Splunk. It consists of three major components, which is forwarder, indexer, and searchhead. Forwarder basically collects the logs from the endpoint devices. It can be your laptop, desktop, and it can also collect the logs from the application layer, database layer, and it goes to the searchhead. Okay, in the searchhead, it performs the searching mechanism, where you will be able to get the insights of the data. So the Splunk features different characteristics, like it has the data ingestion, it has data indexing, it has data searching, it will help you to create alerts, it will help you to create dashboards, it will help you to create data models, lookups, and many more features. Okay, any query till now, guys? I'll just take a pause over here. If you have any query, you can ask. Yes, anything that you would like to highlight, you would like to ask before I move on to the next slide. Okay, I expect this silence as a green signal to go to the next slide. Why to learn Splunk? Market share. So if you see over here in the market share, there is a huge increase in the Splunk tool itself compared to the other SIM solutions like Sentinel, IBM, Curator, Logarithm. The job opportunities also has increased a lot from 2018 till 2024. From 20%, the boom is still 65%. Now here I'll talk about the Splunk hot and cold storage. So as I told you, Splunk is a logical infrastructure. It stores the data in different buckets, which is basically classified as hot, warm, and cold. In hot bucket, the most recent data are getting stored. Okay, each bucket has its own raw data. But when this data becomes more than 24 hours old, it goes to the warm bucket. In warm bucket, the most recent data and also the data which is from 24 to 48 hours are getting stored over here, and more than 48 hours it's go to the cold storage, which is the third category of the Splunk storage data. Okay, so these are the three main areas where the data are getting stored in Splunk: hot, warm, and cold storage. I'll detail all this in more in depth, because since it's just a high level overview, I'm not going in depth, but in our actual curriculum we'll be covering all this in a much detailed way. Okay, so here I'll quickly just portray the working mechanism of Splunk. Here, as you can see, there is a TLS session tracker, which is transport layer security session tracker, where the traffic is getting passing through. Now once the traffic passes through this tracker, it goes to event normalizer. Why this event normalizer is important? Because Splunk works in machine learning engine. At the heart of the Splunk, there is the machine learning engine. Basically, this event normalizer helps to transform the data into vectors. Now these vectors, basically this machine learning engine analyze these vectors and check whether it's a it is abnormal behavior or it's a good data. So abnormal behavior means it's basically analyze the type of the data, whether it's a good data set or it's a bad data set. Now this abnormal behavior, why I am focusing on this, because when it's a bad data, it shows some abnormal behavior or some bad behavior, by which they identify it as a bad data and they send it to the cybersecurity expert. These experts then analyze this data and finally it classifies as a bad or good. If it's a good data, it will be stored in the database as a good data. If it's a bad data, this also will be stored in the database as a bad data. And then the second time the same data set is coming, then they will not again send it to the security expert. They will classify as a not clean or bad data, and it will reject it. So this is how the Splunk works. This is the heart of the Splunk, where the machine learning engine is there that is performing the data analysis for Splunk. Now, before I move to the practical, I'll just take a pause. I'll stop sharing. Do let me know if you have any queries or anything that you would like me to specify. You want to you want to frozen the data in the sense, what you want to do? You want to purge the data, or I mean, what's the exact objective, sir? Can you be more specific?
I would like to delete the data.
You want to delete the data.
Yes.
Okay, so that is data purging, sir. Yeah, that you can do at any point of time. You can, that is the purging of the data. That, for that, you don't have to I mean, wait for any putting into any bucket. That is the data purging, which you can do at any point of time. Did you get my
Okay.
point? So, okay, I'll tell you. In data purging, actually, it depends on the organizational policy, that what kind of policy you are having. Sometimes they need to have data for quite a long time. Sometimes they want to purge the data immediately, let's say after 3 hours or 4 hours. So that depends on the organizational policy, what kind of policy you are using. So it's not about the keeping the data in any bucket. It's about how you are destroying the particular data. Did you get it? Any other doubt which you would like to clarify? No doubt. Okay, no worries. I'll quickly go to the PPT once again. I'm having some issue in logging with the Splunk tool, so I'll continue the PPT. Okay, I hope this is clear. Then regarding the takeaway from this particular course, so this particular course structure is designed in 26 modules, and the total duration is of 30 hours. So out of the 30 hours, 26 hours of lecture will be there, and based on this 26 hours, 20 hours will be based on the practical part, and 6 hours will be of the theory part. Okay, then there will be 2 hours of assignment and 2 hours of exam. One exam will be taken after 1 week of the course, and one will be there at the end of the course. Okay, so that is how the course structure is designed, and real-time interview questions as well as booklets will be shared with you. Apart from this particular Splunk tool, you will be also will be learning the type of the additional tools like MX Toolbox, Virus Total, Abuse IBDB, etc. Apart from that, you will be also be learning the fundamentals of the security, like how to do hashing, how to do encryption. There is a particular tool called Nobox through which you will be doing the hashing and encryption mechanism. You will be learning the different functionalities in Splunk, creation of the dashboards, alerts, then Splunk integration in different instances, threat intelligence, security events, creation of lookups, risk analysis, web intelligence, and so on. So apart from that, you will be focusing on the user intelligence and glimpse of the next generation proactive threat hunting framework, designing of the workflows, etc. Okay, so any doubt from here? Do let me know if you have any doubt. In the meantime, I'll just quickly check to log on. Yeah. Yes. Can you see my screen? Okay. So this is the overall interface of Splunk, as you can see. So once you can ingest the data, you can search your data, and you can visualize your data as well. So let's say I want to ingest one particular data. Okay, so how we will do that? We will click on add data. So this is basically the onboarding of the Linux operating system logs. Okay, I'll click on upload, select file. So first I need to select the particular file that what and exactly the log that I want to ingest over here. So let's say I'm joining this. Okay, let me take one use case logs. Okay, let me take the database log. Okay, so or you want the Linux operating system log? Which one you want? Yes, yes guys, database log, Linux log. Okay, no worries, I'm taking the Linux one. So I'm selecting the log. Okay, so this is the logs for the Linux operating system, as you can see. So from the source type, I need to select from the operating system. Okay, then here I'll select the Linux secure. Okay, then once it is selected, I'll go to the next. Here I need to select the host field value. Okay, host field value, generally if you are not selecting, it will show the host name of your desktop. So I'll select the host field value. I'll write it as, what is this? It is web. It is a operating system log, right? So I'll write it as web_server. Okay, then here I'll write it as, you can select any index, main index, history, first day. So let's say I want to create a new index. So I'll click on create new index. In the index name you write, for example, I'll write August AUG_25. Okay, so this is my index name. Now if you see this index that I am creating over here, it has first of all max size and all. So when you are creating a new index, by default the size is taken as 50 GB and it is expandable up to 500 GB. Okay, so you can select any of the logs in any of the particular storage size. So here I am putting it as 500 GB, which is by default. Max size of hot, warm and cold bucket, I am putting it as auto, which is your 50 GB. Okay, and it is expandable up to 500 GB. Please remember, this is an interview question as well. What are the different components in Splunk? When you will say for order indexer and search it, then you will ask about what is the default index in Splunk. Default index in Splunk is the main index, and then the default size of the index is 50 GB and it is expandable up to 500 GB. Please remember this. Then we will click on save. Once you click on save, you can see that this is the index and this is the whole host field server. Once you click on review, you can see that what is the file name. The source type is Linux secure, which I already selected, and it is a web server log. Index name is AUG_25. Click on submit. Okay. Okay, now if I want to start searching, I'll click on start searching. Now here I'll just write a simple query, not to just make you feel complex. Simply write index equals to AUG_25. Okay, so click on search. Now see what is coming. You will be able to see the logs. Okay. Any query, guys, till now? Anything you would like to ask? Yes, Bhusan. You can just unmute and speak. Anuj, Anusha, Arjun, Bhanu, Bhushan, Karthik. Any doubt? Okay, is this course for beginner? Yes, this is for, yes, I'll come one by one. So this is, okay, so this I'll start from the scratch level, okay, and then I'll take you to the L3 till team lead level. Okay, that's how the course is designed, because we have many candidates who are coming from different background. Okay, so I'll tell you a brief about the course before I show more demo. Okay, so demo part is, I hope it's clear. So since you asked this question, I'll take that. So this course is designed from the beginner to team lead level. I will start from the scratch level, and before I begin the Splunk area, I will cover 2 sessions on information security, because this is very important. So if you are coming from a non-information security background, I'll make sure that the basics, fundamentals of information security is clear. And if you want to switch to information security field as a cyber security consultant, as a cyber security architect, that also you can opt for. Then I'll quickly move to the Splunk course, and it is totally designed from the basic level. So you'll never feel uncomfortable if you're coming from any non-technical background. Mahbub, I think I cleared your query. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Yes, Kishore, you want to ask something?
Yeah, can you install the Splunk in my laptop?
Yes,
Personally?
definitely. You will do the entire practical on your system only. I'll guide you how to install Splunk, how to ingest data. Then we will slowly move to write the queries. It's totally based on the user desktop. For the demo only I just showed you, but the entire practical you will only do. I'll ask the candidates to share his or her screen, and then we will take it ahead. I mean, this how every batch I do. I don't follow this that I am sharing the screen and I am doing the practical. No, then you will not learn. It will be like a normal Udemy course. So what I always follow, I ask someone to share your screen, then I'll ask you to install the Splunk, then we will ingest the data, and then one by one, or if any particular person wants to continue, he or she will share the screen and the other person will do accordingly. This how it works. So it's totally from based on the client or student perspective. Okay, I think someone again asked Narayan. Yes, sir. So Narayan, just to answer your question, so I'll be covering the fundamentals of admin, because this particular course is mainly focused on the Splunk development part, and apart from that, the basic fundamentals of admin will be covered, like the data ingestion, data model creation, data model accessibility, pivot, user management, responsibility assignment, creation or deletion of new users. These few areas will be covered from the admin perspective. And also we have particular course specific to the admin that you can connect with me later once we cover the Splunk enterprise development part. Okay, Anuj, I'll tell you for the Splunk Enterprise Cloud, it's not different. Okay, okay, it's a very good question. So, first of all, you see Splunk, it's a product. It has three different versions. One is Splunk Enterprise, one is Splunk Cloud, and one is Splunk Lite. Now, many people ask me, are you going to teach Splunk Enterprise Security or Splunk Enterprise? Are you going to teach Splunk ITSI or Splunk Enterprise Security? So I'll answer these questions. So first of all, I'd like to answer your question that Splunk Enterprise or Cloud. So Splunk Enterprise offers 60 days of free trial. Okay, whereas Splunk Cloud offers only 14 days of free trial. So since it gives you a better flexibility to learn, that's why I prefer to install Splunk Enterprise on your desktop, because you can access it for 60 long days. And for Splunk Cloud, it's only 14 days. Now, what is the difference? The difference in that in Splunk Enterprise, you will be utilizing your own infrastructure. Not only from the end user perspective, let's say in business perspective also, when a company is buying the Splunk infrastructure, the entire data center, the entire disaster recovery, the entire infrastructure is the client responsibility to handle. But when you are going for the Splunk Cloud, the entire infrastructure is cloud based. They give you a platform as a service. Okay, that means the infrastructure control will be with the Splunk, but you don't have to worry about the data center, the extra storage, the extra liability from the infrastructure perspective. But how it is different, if you want, you can download both as well with different email IDs. The difference is that now the main task is that all the features that are there in Splunk Enterprise, Splunk Cloud or Splunk Lite are same. You will be writing the same Splunk processing language in both the tool. It's only from the storage and infrastructure perspective that is different. Now coming to the second part, that why Splunk Enterprise Security, why not ITSI, why Splunk Enterprise? Now this Splunk Enterprise Security, Splunk ITSI, these are the children product of Splunk. All these are based on SPL, which is Splunk Processing Language. So once you learn the Splunk Processing Language, how to write the queries in Splunk, you can write the queries anywhere in Splunk and can do the dashboard reports, whatever it is. Only there are some differences in the interface of different tools because their functionalities are different, but the crux is same, which is the Splunk Processing Language SPL. That's what you are going to learn. And unless and until you don't know how to write queries in Splunk, trust me, you cannot survive in Splunk or in any SIEM solution, especially Splunk, because Splunk is famous for that only. It provides customization, it provides visualization based on the customer requirement, which no other SIEM solution can provide. Okay, now the main part is that regarding the Splunk processing language, it's very easy to learn. It's just that you need to understand how the commands work in Splunk and how to write the queries. And I have designed around 100 plus case studies. These case studies are based on business analytics, data analytics, cyber security, and overall visualization of data. So once you complete those case studies, you will be in a good position at least to show 2 years of experience in Splunk if you are already working. And if you are a fresher, then you can write it that you have worked in some Splunk projects, and you will get a certificate as well from our institute, which you can show that you have learned that and you have done hands-on projects as well, because the entire course is totally based on the practical part. The theory part I'll be only covering as a part from the interview perspective. So is your query resolved, Anuj?
Yes, you're good.
Okay. So Anuj, I think then you are aware of SPL, right? You have created dashboards and all.
Yeah, I am on-demand Splunk consultant
Oh,
in
okay, okay,
Splunk
great,
itself.
great, great, great. So you have done this lookups, pivots, etc.
All.
Oh, okay, okay, great. Yes, Mahabub. It's from L1 till L3 till team lead. So I'll start from the scratch level and I'll take till team lead position.
Yeah. Actually, my PC 8 GB RAM. Is it okay for installation for
Yes, yes,
Splunk?
only 2 GB RAM is the bare minimum requirement. 2 GB RAM
Like
with i3. Yes.
VMware or Oracle, we can
No, 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 no.
install.
Though all these are not required. You simply go to the Splunk website, you download Splunk on your desktop. No VM server is required. Yes. Only 2 GB RAM with i3 processor. That is the bare minimum requirement. Okay, any other query? Okay, so from the non-technical aspect, you will be entitled with 35 CPE credits along with a certificate of completion. So you can just show that during your appraisal process as a part of the learning experience. If you are looking for some opportunities, then I'll guide you regarding designing of the resumes accordingly, because the resumes is very important from the ATS code perspective, especially if you are looking for opportunities outside India. Then I'll quickly go to the, before I go to the use case, I'll just show you some snapshots of our previous trainees feedback. Just have a look. Okay, now I'll go to the use case. So this is a very common and typical use case of detection of country-wise count of the malicious connections. So how you are going to write the query? So the query that is written is in SPL, Splunk Processing Language. Index equals to ES underscore malware. ES stands for enterprise security. ES malware is basically the index where all the semantic logs, that means the antivirus logs and the next generation antivirus logs are getting stored. What is in antivirus, that is EPP, and what is EDR, that is next generation antivirus or endpoint detection response. I'll explain all this in detail in the course during the curriculum. Then I'll talk about, then here what we have done is action equals to blocked and severity equals to high. These are some filters that we are applying in order to make the query more specific. Then I put a pipe stats count by. Stats count is basically the command of transforming command statistical count by remote host IP. Remote host IP is basically the IP which is making connections from the remote area, which is not logged into the your VPN logs. Then again put a pipe. This is pipe are nothing but the query breakers. IP location, remote host IP. IP location is a Splunk command which basically helps you to get the location of the particular IP. Then again put pipe geostats. Geostats means geographical statistics, which is count by country. Lat field equals to lat, long field equals to long. That is the latitude and longitude field, which is basically been provided by the geostats command. So then you can visualize the data and visualize the connection from where it's coming. As you can see over here, it's majorly coming from UK and Ireland area, that is UK and Europe. Okay, this is how you can do a forensic to understand where what is the location from where maximum malicious connections are coming. Okay, there are some other backgrounds for this which I'll describe all during the class, during the session. I'll just give a very high level overview. Yeah, so that's all from my side. So if you have any queries, now the portal is open to you. So before I wrap up, I would just like to say that once you enroll for this particular course here, we all work as a family. If you have any doubt, any query, you can always post in the WhatsApp group. A WhatsApp group will be created once you enroll for this course, and there you can put all your doubts and queries. Or if you are appearing for any interviews, you need any guidance, I'll be sharing with you the latest interview question answers for Splunk or in cybersecurity roles as well. Apart from that, the session will be from Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. IST. Uh, it's a regular session, and yeah, and all the sessions are interactive. All the practicals and all you will be doing from your side, and in case of any logistic issues, our management team is always there to help you out. It's 24/7 helpline. You can just drop a message in this WhatsApp number. This number is from our management team. I'll just copy paste in the chat as well. so that you can take a note of it. And then you can email your queries as well. Okay, any doubt?
Yeah, how many days it will complete?
Sorry.
How many days it will take to
Okay,
complete?
so it's around 30 hours of session, Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
Yes, session will be recorded and shared as well. For fee structure, sir, please be in touch with the management team. I'll drop his number and I'll drop my number as well. So you can be in touch with them at any point of time. Yes, sorry, hello, I got disconnected. Yeah. So this course is for all. This course is for the new means I didn't get what you are exactly trying to say. Monday to Friday timings is 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. IST. Any doubt? It will start from Monday. Any queries, guys? Anything that you would like to ask?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, which is a best tool in
Sorry. Your voice is breaking.
which is a best tool on SIM tool? Like we have Curator and Splunk algorithm. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, there is a break of voice. Hello. Can you repeat? Hello. I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes. Now I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, actually, which is a best tool on SIM tool? Like we have Curator, Splunk algorithm we have. So which is the best tool
Base
on
tool,
personal
okay.
use?
Base tool, like it depends, like from the market share perspective, from the job perspective, Splunk is in high demand. That much I can say, because different tools comes up with different features. It can be one. It can be from the customization perspective, from the visualization perspective, from the cost structure perspective. So it depends like what kind of requirement the client is coming with. If the requirement of the client is more from the data visualization perspective, and they don't have any cost restriction, then they will always go for Splunk, because Splunk offers a huge flexibility, better platform to showcase the data, to deal with the data, to perform data visualization. Got it? Hello, did you get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, course will be more on practical and real-time scenarios, simulation of cases. Okay, sure, I'll drop my number. You can just be in touch with me. You can drop a WhatsApp message as well. Anything else you would like to know? Then I can cover some areas on like how to investigate logs and all. So, are you interested to check, or if you have any queries, you can just highlight that. Any queries, guys, regarding the codes or regarding, you can just unmute and speak.
Hi, if possible,
Yes,
can you
sir.
please add some devices? Yeah.
Hello? Sir, can you be a bit loud? I can't hear you.
Yeah, can you please add
Yes, now I can hear you.
device on
Hello, sir. Your voice is a bit feeble.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now, much better.
Yeah, can you please add some devices like Windows or Linux box and to
Logs,
see how it
logs
gets
one I
logs?
already showed, like the addition of the logs. You,
Can you just show
oh, okay, sure.
this
I'll
company?
again show for another logs, the database logs. Yeah, I'll show that.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, okay. I'll share my screen. Let me know once it's visible. Is it visible? Hello?
Yes, it's useful.
Okay. So let's say, okay. So let's say I want to add database logs. So I'll go to this, add data, upload. Here I'm clicking on the database audit log. Okay, open. Okay, now here you need to click on save as. Okay, so here you need to put on the name of the database. So for example, you write database. Okay, database logs. Description, you you may put something or you cannot. It's not an compulsory thing. So it's a structured database. So I put on structure, and in the apps you can put system, or also here you can put database as well to be more specific, because it is a system database app. Okay, then you click on save. Okay, I'll just quickly upload once again. It is not uploaded. Okay. Okay, so here now you will write database, since it's a database log. Now here in the index you can select if you want to put it in August 25, you can put it in August 25. Then you click on review, you will be able to see the source type and the host, and then the index, then click on submit. Okay, once you click on submit, the data is ingested over there, and you click on start searching. Okay, so this is the database log that you can see. Okay, so for example, now if you want to see this log, I'll write index equals to AUG 25. Okay, click on search. Okay, here you can see that the database logs are there. Okay, now here there are two source type: Linux log, which we ingested before, and the database log, which we ingested just now. So once you click on the Linux secure, you will be able to see this entire logs are there. Okay, and when we click on the database source type, let's say we click on the database, then click on search, you will be able to see the database logs. Okay, now you talk about the log analysis. So let's say I have the Linux source. Okay, so this is my Linux logs. Okay, now how to read these logs? Okay, let's say I put it over here. Linux is 30 days logs. This is basically the 30 days logs of the source that we have already inserted. This is the process ID. PID stands for process ID, and this is the timestamp. Okay, now how to analyze it? So let's say we consider this as a brute force attack. As we can see, there are multiple failed passwords. Okay, so we have this invalid user like username Ubuntu, then we have username root, then we have username Tomcat, then we have username none, username help desk. Okay, but here if you see under interesting fields, this basically highlight the fields that already Splunk has detected, but there is no field called username, and we want to insert a field called username. So what we will do, we will click on all fields, and then we will click on extract new field. Okay, now let's say I want to create a new field, so I'll select the particular log, then we'll click on next. It's a regular expression or delimited. This I'll explain in detail in the session. So for now I'm selecting the regular expression. Now here we need to specify that which one we want to select as a field. So let's say I want to select as a field invalid user Ubuntu. So I want it as a username. So I'll put the field name as username. Then add extraction. Okay. Then you click on next. Okay. We have Ubuntu, Tomcat. See, all these are all automatically selected. So I'll click on next again. Now here, what is the extract? The extract is username, and I'm selecting it for the all apps. Here it's read and write. Then you can see this is the entire sample event. I'll click on finish. Okay, so then I'll click on explore the fields that I just created in search. So you can see that this particular field is already there. Okay, so once you go down, interesting field, see username is there, and all these are the field values. Username is a particular field, and these are the field values. Now let's say I want to see whether it's a let's say I want to investigate a brute force attack. What is a brute force attack? Brute force attack means it's a password attack where the attacker uses the username and password in a permutation combination manner so that they can enter the enterprise with the help of that username and password. Okay, so here if we go down, here we have the IP. So we select the IP. Okay, we copy this. Now what we need to do, we need to investigate whether this particular IP is malicious or not. So as I was telling you that it's a virus total, there is a tool where we can go and investigate. So we will just quickly click on the virus total and home. Okay, click on search. Okay, now here I put the IP, hit enter. So now you see there are multiple antivirus tools which basically shows that the IP is not malicious, 0 of 94. That means this is not a malicious IP. That means this is a false positive alert, the connection is secure. We can also use another tool called abuse IPDB. Okay, click over here. Here you can click on this IP and click on check. So here it's also showing that it is not found in our database. When it is a malicious IP, it will definitely show in our database. Now let's say you want to know more about this IP, then you will click on who is. Who is basically talks about the who is lookup table. So here you can see all these IPs details. Okay, so what is the range of this particular IP, where it is belonging, okay, from which country it is coming, all these details you'll be able to see over this particular portal. Okay, IP, IPS accordingly. Now, so now once you come to know the IP is not malicious, then you can see it as a false positive alert. Now what you need to do, you do not need to check all the IPs. If you see most of the IPs are repetitive, 223, 223, 223. So there is a particular command in Splunk called deadup command. Okay, deadup commands means remove the duplicate values. So that command we will use in order to only filter the unique IPs and then we will investigate those IPs. So this is the way you can investigate a normal brute force attack. And then what you will do, if you find that this IP is a malicious, then you will check the firewall logs whether these particular IPs are getting blocked or not. And if not blocked, you need to create a report that this particular IP is malicious and you need to email the team accordingly in order to block this particular IP. Okay, so that's how case investigation happens, and this is the way to add a new field in Splunk if you do not have any particular field which you want in the logs. Okay, now any query from here? Any query, any questions you have? Okay guys, so if you don't have any questions, then I'm good to go from my side. So I'll stop sharing. Yes, endpoint device also you can add, as someone has asked that endpoint also will add in Splunk for monitoring. Yes, Endpoint device logs, your own Windows logs, that also you can do. So in the session I'll show you how you can download your own Windows logs and can upload it in Splunk. Simple, you just download your own desktop logs, okay, your own Windows server logs, and upload that log as a text file in Splunk. That you can do it from your own side as well. So yes, endpoint device logs also can be added in Splunk. Any other questions? So I'll just tell you the steps. If you want to download your own Windows Server logs, you can open the event viewer. I'll write it over here. Event viewer, you can just search it in the search box. Then you click on run event viewer. Run event VWR. Event VWR. Okay. You just click on this. Then you locate the log where you want to be exported. Okay, select that particular log which you want to export. Just right click and then save all the events. Okay, and then it will be saved as a CSV file. So this is how the Windows logs will be exported. Okay, using the event viewer application only, you will be able to see your Windows logs. Okay, any other queries?
In real time, AD logs will be ingested in the Splunk rather than like individual hosts,
Correct.
individual
Active Directory
endpoints.
logs will be ingested, yes. So since like here we are just simulating the logs, that's why I'll give you some static logs. I mean, Active Directory logs you can only download in your real-time environment. That is not feasible from our side. But it's the same, like the same. It either will be in CSV file or it will be in TXT file. Yes. Kishore, Siva, Narayan, any other doubts? Okay, guys, you can give a brief intro from your side if you would like to do, so that I can guide you. Like, I mean, I can understand more. Like, what are your expectations? Anyways, if you have any queries, you can just drop a message to the management team. I'll just share their number as well over here. So, in case you have any queries, just be in touch with them. Okay, this is the management team number. You can be in touch with them at any point of time for any queries. 773713137. Okay, touch for any queries. Okay. Okay, no worries. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for joining. That's all from my side. If you have any queries, you can ask. I'll stay for a few minutes over here. Otherwise, if you don't have any queries, feel free to leave. You can be in touch with the management team if you would like to enroll for this particular course. The course is going to start from next Monday, I mean tomorrow, and the timing will be 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. IST, Monday to Friday. Thank you, Bhanu. Thanks for attending. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for attending. Have a great week ahead.